are watching Where Are They Now? With your host, Dianne Hart. Now here's Dianne.
Good evening. Welcome to Where Are They Now on Detroit Hot TV. My phenomenal guest tonight is Miss Shae Nycole, one of the soulful singers, songwriters, actress, a bad, bad girl. Thank you for being here. I am so excited to have you on with me.
I'm excited to be here, Detroit. How y'all doing?
So let's just jump right in. Let's talk a little bit about where you're from.
Well, I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I've been here, I don't know, over 15 years now, but I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana. That's why it always says Lake Charles raised and Nashville made, if you want to make it clear. But I'm always going to be from the boot. You heard me?
I know that's right. What school did you attend growing up?
In Lake Charles, Louisiana, I graduated from Washington Marion Magnet High School, and then I attended the McNeese State University there. And also when I came to Tennessee, I went to Austin Peay State University.
Let's talk a little bit about how old were you when you got started with this awesome career that you have now?
How old was I when I started my career, or just when I started singing?
Yeah, just when you were good. So you started that career from the first day you opened your mouth.
Right. Yeah, since I was a little girl, since like elementary school, I've always had great, phenomenal choir directors. So I had one in elementary school. Gladys McKnight from 6th grade was my choir director all the way when I graduated from high school. And it was really her that kept pushing me, put me on all platforms. I was always the lead singer. Every time we had choir competitions, I was always very competitive. I always wanted to sing all the solos. So it really started really early for me within high school and then in church. And then I went to college, majored in music.
Well, one thing about it, I can certainly see all of that in your music and in the way you perform. You're absolutely awesome. Let's talk about a few of your major influencers when you were growing up, getting your feet wet.
When I was growing up, I listened to a lot of gospel music. In church, and it was Dottie Peoples and CeCe Winans and John P. Key, the Mississippi Mass Choir. That's kind of all I knew, and the Mississippi Children's Mass Choir. But then it was my choir director who showed me outside of church. My mom was always church, so she would give me solos from Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Lauryn Hill, Mary J. Blige. And that is what really, 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 really got me into the R&B side. And then my mom would always listen to Betty Wright. So I would love to listen to Betty Wright with my mom. So that was like huge for me when it was either between, people would say I was like a Whitney, Mary J. combined. Then I started learning the whistle tones. So it was like whistle tones was in between Mariah Carey, because my brother always made me hit these Mariah Carey notes. And then I would want to do like Betty Wright. So they mixed up all over the place.
Well, one thing about it, it has served you well. That's for certain. So now I understand that you write. Do you write for others?
It was just always for my songs. It was always when I was inspired by something, I wrote the song, I sent it to the producer. Then we got in the studio, we wrote together. We would have writer sessions with me and other writers and the producers. But technically, all of my songs have been me writing them, the producers writing them, writers sending them to me. So I haven't written a song for anyone else but myself. I need to probably get into that a little more.
Yeah, you can help somebody else. I'm certain of that. I'm certain you can. Let's talk a little bit about, you had a couple hits back to back, and then you came out with a third song. But what we're going to do, we're going to take a break and we're going to play Run It Up.
Run it up, babe.
That's right. We're going to play Run It Up, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about what inspired that.
Miss Keisha.
Turn it up, this is your song. Bag right, body tight, waist gone. Shot of De Leon, got me feeling on. We gon' hit this club all night long. Not impressed so easily. Got a lot of fellas running up to leave with me. Section full of baddies, just a piece for me. Bounce, ladies, got her own money. Run it up. Trip the bag, I'm about to live it up. You don't have a dime, you're wasting your time. Level up, carry on. I had to learn to put myself first. Can't live for no one else. Press up on it, gonna show me what you're working with. I see it in your eyes that you want this. I might do my dance on it. That don't mean that I want it. Not impressed so easily. Got a lot of fellas running up to leave with me. Section full of baddies, just a piece for me. Bounce, ladies got her own money. Run it up.
And you already know when you hear that voice what's about to happen. I need all my ladies to report to the dance floor. I'm rocking with my girl, she on all my ladies, all my ladies, all my ladies in the house tonight. Let me hear you say, ow, say, ow, 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 ow. If you get your own bags, throw your hands up. If you got good credit, throw your hands up. If you about to run it up, throw your hands up. If you a self-made woman, throw your hands up. And now walk with it, Shae walk with it. Now walk with it, Shae walk with it. Dip with it, dip with it, dip with it, dip. Let me see a nigga shake with it, shake with it, shake with it, shake. Let me see a nigga bounce with it, bounce with it, bounce with it, bounce with it. Big facts, where she at? Girl got good credit, no cap. Big facts, where she at? Girl got her own house, no cap. Come on.
Run it up, put the bag on, about to live it up. You don't have a dime, you're wasting your time. Never carry on. I had to learn to put myself first. Can't live for no one else.
Shae walk with it, Shae walk, rock for ya, Shae walk, rock for ya, Shae walk, rock for ya. Oh yeah, rock for ya,
Oh yeah, baby, I'm from the booth, you heard me?
That song.
Okay.
Welcome back. I have the awesome pleasure of interviewing none other than Miss Shae Nycole. I listened to the song. It is a bad song. What inspired Run It Up?
I'm from Louisiana. I really love to cook gumbo. We like sauce. We like crawfish, all these other things. And so with Run It Up, I'm also a real estate agent. And I invested in my music. So when it says flip a bag, I'm about to live it up. I would take my money in real estate and I would invest it back into myself. And I had to put myself first. I was always putting my money into always helping so many people while also trying to do my career. And I just had to stop. I had to run it up for me. I had to put me first. So I had to take that bag. I had to pour it into Shae Nycole, pour it into what I want, my dreams. And instead of just wasting money, I took the song and invested it in myself. So I wanted to encourage people that you can still live life, invest in yourself, and run it up. And I had to encourage them that no matter what you're trying to push for in life, that was my message. Run it up. Get your own bag. Flip it. Don't go wasting it on nothing. Put it in you, because that was the biggest investment I could have ever done. That was the whole thing about Run It Up. I was going to run it up, run all the music, run up the music charts, run up any flight I wanted to catch, and just invest in myself.
Well, you've certainly done that, and you have done that quite well. So it paid off for you to invest in yourself. And we're going to talk a little bit later about some of the words you give to some of these up and coming young people. But I just kind of want to hear a little bit. There's no way I can get all of this in a single interview. Let's talk a little bit about your acting career and what you've been doing there.
I haven't done the acting in a little while. When COVID hit, it kind of slowed down. Prior to that, I did a lot of stage plays. I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and I met this playwright named Garrett Davis, and I was at Tennessee State University, and he was there helping another play director called Alvin Garrett, and they heard me and he heard me. I was with one play, and then the major playwright saw me and took me and put me on tour with him. And then this went from play after play after play after play. And it was a natural thing. Like acting was just so natural for me that he just loved it. If it wasn't even in the script, he would walk backstage and say, Shae, just follow me. And I was like, okay. And I just did it so natural. I started getting into other plays, but I would love to get back into it. But right now, I'm just letting the music speak for itself. And then I'm going to get back into it when it's time for them to really go out and do that too.
Have you been on some tours recently?
No, my father passed away about 4 years ago. So I was on tour with Genuine. I did Tank. It was Keith Sweat and some Plies and Jeezy. The biggest one I was on tour with for about 4 years was Genuine. Then after my dad died, they were like, look, Shae, just take a break. So that's when I kind of took a break and just focused on myself. Then I opened up a boutique. And I had my online boutique called Shae's Closet. And then I just felt like I was ready and I started putting out songs. And now we're getting the tour together. And I got a lot of dates already and we're getting ready to go back out.
All right, then. Where are you going to start? What city will you be in first?
My first date is Nashville, Tennessee on June the 8th. I get the opportunity to go with this huge organization that wants me to teach everyone the line dance. So I'm going to perform my single Run It Up, and everybody in the whole community there that's there for that organization is going to do to my line dance, and they're going to video it while I sing. So it's just a quick little stop in Nashville, and then I head to Wisconsin, and then I got to go to Tallahassee, Florida, Mobile, Alabama, and Grenada, Mississippi in June.
You're all over the place.
And we're
That's
on.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you might know that I spent a great deal of time in Tallahassee. I'm a legislator. So I look forward to seeing you. Hopefully when I get back to Tallahassee, I don't go back to November, but I'm going to have to catch you somewhere. Are you going to be in Detroit anytime?
But we were putting it in the atmosphere. Detroit, where you at? Let's go.
I know that you have another song that we want to hear. So we're going to take another break. We're going to listen to Do Right. That is a bad jam. People are on TikTok blowing it up, creating their own dance moves to Do Right. Let's take a break, listen to Do Right, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about that song.
Okay.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Shae Nycole. Lake Charles raised, Nashville made. And I gotta get something off my chest, y'all. He don't just want one, said he gotta have three. He ain't got no time for a little old me. So what you think I'm supposed to do? Sit around the house and be your fool. Said he was gonna call, yes he did. On his way home, yes he did. But he ended up staying out all night long. I know he ain't gonna do right. No matter what I do, he just gonna keep lying. He ain't gonna do right. About to catch another flight. I'm leaving out tonight. I'm doing me, and I'm living my best life. Going back and forth with you. This ain't no pity party. Too late for bae, I'm sorry. You can't keep treating me like I'm just anybody. I know he ain't gonna do right. No matter what I do, don't believe nothing he says. He just gonna keep lying. This ain't no pity party. Boy, I still think you're sorry. He ain't gonna never change. Never change. This ain't no pity party. Boy, I still think you're sorry. He ain't gonna never change. Never change. Said he ain't gonna do it. 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 Get it out, y'all. One more time, say.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Dianne Hart, and I have the pleasure of interviewing Miss Shae Nycole. Do Right, that's a bad jam. Where did Do Right come from?
Oh my goodness. Do Right's a really long story. We got some time for it. I had a show for the radio station, and the program director there in Nashville, Tennessee, his name was Kenny Smooth. And he kept saying, Shae, I need you to go do a jingle for me. So I created a jingle, and I got the opportunity to work with a big producer named Shannon Sanders, huge producer. Now, mind you, I have been trying to work with this man for years. I've been trying to work with him for over 10 years, but he has been doing a lot of things and just couldn't catch up. One day I decided to call him, and he was like, sure, Shae, come in the studio. We do the jingle for the radio station. And I asked him, I said, have you ever heard of anything called Southern Soul? And he was like, show me about it. Show me, educate me on this. So I showed him everything about Southern Soul. And then he went and did his own research. And in that studio, we came up with 3 records at the time. 3 records within a matter of maybe 2 hours. We already had 3 crazy records. So we kind of let him sit there for a little while. And then on my birthday, May 27th last year, he calls me and he says, I'm thinking he's calling to tell me happy birthday. Now we came up with the concepts, did the choruses. He calls me and he goes, Shae, what you doing? In my hotel room chilling? Come to the studio. And I'm like, come to the studio? What? It's my birthday. And he starts singing happy birthday to you. Then he hang up. Now come to the studio because we got to do something. And I was like, okay. So I get to the studio on my birthday. Mind you, the night before I had just prayed and I said, God, if this is something that you want me to do, I've been doing R&B for a long time. If you want me to go to the countryside, it is going to work organically. It's going to work naturally. And this is what I'm going to do. I had just prayed about it. Wake up and the man tells me to come to the studio. Another writer is in the room and we begin to finish writing the record. At the time I wanted to, just let women know King George was out. I would go back and forth to Louisiana, back at home. I kept hearing all the men saying, can't have one woman. You got to have three. Everywhere we went, I didn't really hear any dominant women really singing. And I said, the writer was in the room. He said, Shae, you got to tell the women you can't have woman until you have three. I said, yeah, it's time to answer back. It is time to let the ladies know we're not going to keep talking about this. We're going to stand up for ourselves. And if he ain't going to do right, then he has got to go. So the song was done. We wrote it and I did a demo of it. And it was like, okay, the song was cool. It was all right. It was a vibe. He ain't going to do right. It was cool. I'm a classically trained singer, a gospel background, R&B background. So I sound really pretty crisp on it. So a friend of mine in the radio industry, he said, Shae, it's a great record. You just sound very pretty, honey. You think you can get a little pain and soul in your voice? Well, at the time, I didn't have any pain or soul in my life, you know what I'm saying, except for my dad passing away. So I get a couple of little messages on my DM and some little personal things started happening in my life. So it hit home and it hit hard. So I called the producer and I said, I got to get something off my chest. Where you at? So I get on to the studio and I killed the hell about that song. And I made a phone call and I said, I'm headed to the studio. And everybody gonna know he ain't gonna do right. That's how it happened. That's how it happened. And he was like, okay, you go to the studio. And I put my heart and soul in that thing. And that's what it took. God had to open up another space for me to put me in that moment. And if it wouldn't have been for that moment, you wouldn't have felt my soul. You wouldn't have felt my pissed off. But I wasn't hurt. I was mad.
And
I was
were bad.
And I was mad, and I hit every note I knew. I hit Betty Wright notes. I tried to go Mariah. I went anybody I could think of that day. And I said, well, they gonna get Shae Nycole tonight, honey.
And absolutely, we are getting Shae Nycole.
Right.
I was listening to the song. In fact, I was speaking to Darren and I was literally singing the song at the top of my lungs. I'm like, and I cannot hold a note. I was like, oh my goodness. You better do right, mister, because you will be gone.
Oh, we good now, baby. We good. We good. Don't worry about it because the next record gonna tell it all about it.
So, are you doing some other Southern Soul songs?
Absolutely. I'm going to have a full project.
I know that's right. No, that's right. I'm so looking forward to hearing all of your music.
Thank you.
You have a lot of music out there.
I do.
I was going through it on YouTube. I was vibing. I'm like, wow, she is awesome. Absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
You started talking a little bit about putting yourself first and ensuring that you invested in you. I'd like you to tell some of these young folks, what's that really like? I mean, sometimes I think they think that it doesn't take much, but obviously it takes a whole lot.
Takes
I want you to just give them a little bit of advice on what it's like and what they should be doing. And especially our women singers, talk to these girls, these ladies, our sisters, and give them a little bit of advice.
I mean, being a female in a male-dominant industry is very hard. And so I'll never forget going back and forth to the studio, and I would hear people would say this, like I would literally watch, some of the women just have to come all dolled up and just always be in people's faces and all those things. And I wanted respect. So I'll never forget going home crying from the studio because I went day after day after day waiting on my opportunity and I never got it because at the time I couldn't afford it. And I was told one day, someone said to me, you either you give up cash or ass. And I excuse my language and you can bleep that. And I said to myself, cash cash or some. And I was like, well, that ain't about to happen. So I took off and I went to real estate, and I went deep into real estate, and I bust my tail for like 2-3 years straight in the real estate. Not only did I become the number one real estate agent in my company, I was the number one real estate agent in the region. So when I got my bag up, I was beating out real estate agents in, Tennessee, everywhere, Tennessee, Georgia, Arkansas, Alabama. I got my bag up. And I went back to the same people, and I began to talk business with them. And I got my own LLC, and my label name is called Muse Music Group, The Art of Inspiration. So I got my own label. I got my money up, and I went in, and these people looked at me and saw that I was business. So for what I wanted, I had to go work hard for. I worked hard to own my masters, to have my studio time, to gain the respect of the male dominant industry. And I went in there and I spoke business. So it wasn't just a pretty face, because just a pretty face is not going to get you far. So you have to bring something with the pretty face. Know your business when it comes down to the music industry. Know exactly what you want. And when somebody tries to take it from you and tell you that you can't have it, it's up to you to keep working hard, let God lead you, and to get it. And that's exactly what I done. I kept praying about it. I kept on going for it, and I never stopped. They told me, oh, you're getting older now. It's time to let it go. I'm not letting it go until God tells me to let it go. And when God tells me in my heart to let it go, then I will. So it doesn't take man to dictate what you want. And the best thing that I could have done for myself was, what really changed my career was, for a long time, I let them tell me how I was supposed to be looked at. Don't let someone tell you how you're supposed to be looked at and how the world is supposed to be dictated on how they see your art and your craft. I was told for a long time, don't say you're married. Don't say you have children. Don't say your age. Don't say all of this thing. You're very, very, very young. You got to be always open to everyone. And I was being fake following industry people. But when I finally accepted who I was and told people what I was doing, and I began to pay with my own money, I'm my own boss. I'm the one who calls the shots. You work for me now. And this is my music and my brand and my artistry. So let's go. So never back down. Believe in yourself. And it takes a whole lot of work. That's my story.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it because
I'm sticking to it.
That's right. You know what it takes to be able to get where you've gotten. And it's hard work, perseverance, believing in yourself, and never giving up. And then on the business side, when you talk about business, reading contracts and that kind of thing, what was that like? Did you get an attorney, or you were able to do it yourself?
Oh, honey, in the beginning, I was burnt plenty of times. I've lost thousands of dollars of my own money with people who didn't know. And I would just tell them I had all this money. I would work and sell a house, and I would come back. You make good money in real estate, and they would just take off with the money. And thank God I finally started getting people, really true people, that was educating me on. I had an entertainment lawyer. I have a business manager, people who actually poured into me to teach me. Anytime you walk into a studio and you begin to write a record and work with a producer, you have the producer's contracts. You have split sheets and write sheets. You just don't go create music with people and then walk away and your paperwork's not done, because they could just keep it and then it's theirs, and then you're trying to get it back and you can't have it. When you're done with that session and you bring the hard drive with you, you leave with the record and you leave with the board.
I know that's right.
That's how it
say, don't play.
Don't play.
Come to do business.
We come to do business. And thank God, but now I have a really great personal business relationship with the producers I have now. We came together. We know we spoke the business. We created. We wanted to make sure this is what we really wanted. So when we created, the atmosphere was great. The vibe was great. We talk about personal life issues to put them into the records. We got to know each other so that we could tell my story. And when you finally find somebody who truly believes in you and you can trust, that's the best experience ever.
Well, wow. You are awesome.
Thank you.
I cannot wait to talk about some of your other endeavors. You have a boutique?
I have a boutique, an online boutique called Shay's Closet.
So I can go out there and buy myself something?
You could buy, I love wide brim fedoras, custom pieces. All the stuff is not, all the hats are there, the custom pieces. I'm getting ready to revamp all of that. Now that I'm focused on the music, the hats are still online, but I'm getting ready to put all the custom pieces, and I got all the clearance of all the other stuff that has to go. I'm revamping Shay's Closet, but there's a lot of stuff still available.
Well, I'm going to have to go out there and go shopping. And we want to encourage everybody else to go shopping.
Right, go shopping. shopping. Go to Shay's Club.
Absolutely. So Shay, tell us a little bit about how people can reach you or how they find you. I know how I found you, but tell us a little bit about how they can find you. Give them your social media handles, wherever they may need to go to get to find you.
My website is ShaeNycole.com, and my name is spelled ShaeNycole. You can find that across all the platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of it. Just put in ShaeNycole, and your girl is going to pop up. Google me, you'll find me.
Yes, you will. I found you, and I'm so glad that I did. I cannot thank you enough for allowing me this opportunity to be able to speak with you. I know that everybody who will be watching Where Are They Now are going to love you and your story. It's important that we as women help other women. I am a realtor.
Right.
I'm not selling anything right now. But I thank you so much. I look forward to doing a second interview with you because we're going to have to talk a little bit more about some of those other songs, what inspired some of those songs I've been listening to. So I thank you again for allowing me this opportunity.
And before you go, I appreciate you for saying that you went and saw all the other music. So Do Right was probably the one that made you discover me. Was it Do Right?
Girl, I've listened to so many songs. I did Do Right. I did Run It Up. The crazy part on Do Right, you sang it in all white. You sang it in cowboy clothes. Listen, I probably watched every single video you have done on Do Right.
I've seen two comments. At first it bothered me, but then I was kind of tickled. A couple of weeks ago on TikTok, I saw someone say, I hope she's not a one-hit wonder. I just like, okay, cool. I guess they didn't do their research. Cool. I didn't say nothing. And then today, when I put out another video, because I'm constantly shooting content to keep the song alive. I think that's what people need to understand. The song is fresh. The song is new. So I have to keep feeding it. I have to keep doing it. So I saw it again today, said again, I hope she's not just a one-hit wonder. Well, the best part about that comment was she said hit. So she realized that I did have a hit. So let's make that clear. She saw that I have a hit. When Throwback Thursday comes, I'm going to post something for all the ones who think I'm a one-hit wonder. I got a lot of hits. Y'all go back and listen to F-Love. Y'all go back and listen to Hands, Lessons and Blessings, Ready, T-Shirt and Panties. Y'all go ahead and just look at it, because once you find Do Right and you go to the YouTube page, you go to Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Music, anywhere you find your music and put in Shae Nycole, you will see that she has a lot of great records.
A lot of hits. Listen, T-Shirt and Your Panties On was one of my favorites. I love that song. I love
T-shirt and panties, honey. Yes, T-shirt and
touching
panties.
all over me.
I like that one too. I like T-shirt and panties. It's a vibe. So I'm not a one-hit wonder, and I have a lot of great records coming. So on Throwback Thursday and Flashback Friday, I'm sure gonna show them some more of my records.
But you do that, and I'm gonna have to be one of those people who are gonna have to get up and make sure I am listening to. I can't wait till you do T-shirt and Your Panties On. And so I need you to throw that back.
Got you. I'm gonna throw that one in. I'm gonna do like DJ Khaled and another one.
Right, please do.
I appreciate that you saw all of Shae Nycole, not just Do Right. So I appreciate that. I really do. And I thank you for that. Thank you for this time and this opportunity. And I look forward to talking to you again on our next interview.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for being here with me tonight. So listen, you all, you can catch me on Thursday night on Detroit Hot TV at 7:30. You can catch me on Wednesday night on Roku, live right here in the city of Tampa on the opening statement. So I look forward to seeing each and every one of you all. And good night, sweetheart.
Good night. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.